So all together we have now connected two components. We've connected the Arduino Uno microcontroller and the motor driver. Both components have their own power supply. We're powering the Arduino Uno through the laptop using this blue wire, where there's two wires in here to complete a circuit. We're powering the motor driver and the motors themselves using the two wires here, which also complete a circuit. We could make this mobile by using a battery here and replacing this with a battery, but we're working in a shop just to make sure that this all works out great. The idea for this whole thing is circuits. There's 5 circuits that we can go through. We've got a circuit that's built into the same wire here that's sending electricity and taking it back through the USB to the Arduino Uno. We have a second circuit which is taking electricity from the power supply and moving it into the 12-volt pin of the motor driver, and then moving it back through the black wire back into the power supply. The Uno and the motor driver also have their own circuit. This wire is connecting the 2 pins labeled 5 volt. 5 volt on the Uno, 5 volt on the motor driver. This is bringing the electricity back. It's the ground wire. It comes from the ground pin on the motor driver and comes back into the ground pin on the Uno. The last 2 circuits are a little bit more obvious. They are connecting to our motors. We're sending power out through one wire, receiving it back in through the other. We can switch the direction by sending out power from the other wire and receiving it back through the other wire. Our out 1 and our out 2 pins and our out 3 and our out 4 pins are connected to wires that are connected to either end of the motor, and all together that's what makes another circuit. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circuits. If something's breaking in your system, check these circuits. You may need to make sure that you're connecting to the metal part, not the plastic part, in order to send the electricity. In addition, you can see really in here, there's a lot of places a wire could get stuck. You want to make sure it's stuck right in the metal on metal parts. So you'll want to check out these connections and the wire on wire connections in order to make sure you have good firm circuits if anything's not working. You can also check to make sure your boards are lit up like this, which is showing that we're at a steady state. We have code on our board that's controlling the microcontroller. That code is sending information through these 6 wires. We have pins on the microcontroller that tell ENA and ENB that tell how much power to send through the 2 circuits. We also have analog pins in 1, 2, 3, and 4 that say which direction the motors should spin. So the in pins control the out pins, and we control the out pins through the code on the Arduino Uno. So all together we have one system. That's the muscle. That's using the power from the benchtop electricity that's coming through our 12-volt circuit. That's what's actually spinning these motors. We have another set of electricity that's coming in through our control panel, and it's controlling the Arduino Uno, which is sending code and signals and making sure that the motor driver is sending electricity in the ways that we wrote into the code. So we have one system that's the brain and one system that's kind of the strength or the brawn of our system. So altogether we've used the motor driver to control the motors. The Uno has the code and uses the pins to send information, and both of them require their own system of electricity.